Imagine being born into one of Europe's most famous royal families, growing up in a palace, preparing for a lifetime of royal duties, and yet knowing that, no matter how hard you work, you will almost certainly never wear the crown. That is the remarkable reality of Infanta Sofía, the younger daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia. But why? Today, we're uncovering the real reason Infanta Sofía is not expected to become Queen of Spain, and the answer has nothing to do with favoritism. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and turn on notifications for more fascinating stories about Princess Leonor, Infanta Sofía, and the Spanish royal family. We upload new royal content regularly, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let's begin. When people first learn about the Spanish royal family, many assume that both daughters of King Felipe VI have an equal chance of one day becoming queen. After all, they're both royal. They're both daughters of the king. They're both receiving excellent educations. So why is everyone already calling Princess Leonor the future Queen of Spain? The answer lies in one of the oldest traditions of monarchies: the line of succession. A line of succession is simply the order in which members of the royal family would inherit the throne. In Spain, Princess Leonor is first in line because she is the eldest child of King Felipe VI. Infanta Sofía is second in line because she was born after her older sister. That single fact has shaped both sisters' futures from the very beginning. It doesn't mean one sister is more loved than the other. It doesn't mean one is more capable. It simply reflects how the Spanish constitution currently determines who inherits the crown. From the moment Leonor was born in 2005, she became the heir to the throne. When Sofía arrived 2 years later, her place in the line of succession came immediately after her sister. That order has remained the same ever since. But here's where many people become confused. Some believe Sofía was somehow left out or excluded. That isn't true. She remains an important member of the royal family and is still part of the line of succession. If circumstances ever prevented Leonor and her direct descendants from inheriting the throne, the line would continue according to Spain's constitutional rules. So Sofía has not been removed from the succession. She simply follows her older sister. Although that explanation sounds simple, its impact on the sisters' lives has been enormous. From a young age, Princess Leonor has received training specifically designed for a future monarch. She has delivered speeches at major national events. She has represented Spain at important ceremonies. She has begun military training, a traditional part of preparing future heads of state. Her education has been carefully planned with one goal in mind: preparing her to become queen. Infanta Sofía's path has been different. She also represents the royal family and attends official events, but she is not preparing to inherit the throne unless extraordinary circumstances were ever to change the order of succession. That difference affects everything from public expectations to future responsibilities. Yet despite those different roles, observers have often noted how close the two sisters appear. Throughout official appearances, they have been seen supporting one another, smiling together, and sharing moments that reveal a strong sibling bond. Rather than appearing competitive, they seem to understand that each has a unique role within the royal family. That relationship may become even more important in the years ahead. History shows that heirs often rely on the support of their brothers and sisters. Behind many successful monarchs has been a close family member providing encouragement away from the public eye. Perhaps Sofía will play a similar role for Leonor one day. Another interesting question people often ask is whether Spain's succession rules could ever change. Over the years, there have been discussions about reforming parts of the constitution relating to succession. Some people have suggested adopting absolute primogeniture, where the eldest child inherits regardless of gender. However, because King Felipe VI has only daughters, that particular debate did not affect Leonor's position as heir. She has remained first in line throughout her life. For Sofía, none of those discussions change her place in the succession either. She remains second. Even though she is not expected to become queen, that does not mean her future lacks importance. Quite the opposite. Members of royal families often carry out significant public duties without ever wearing the crown. They support charities, represent their country, attend international events, and strengthen the work of the monarchy in countless ways. Infanta Sofía could play an important role of that kind in the years ahead. She may not be preparing to reign, but she is certainly preparing to serve. And perhaps that distinction is one of the most misunderstood aspects of modern royalty. Because while Princess Leonor carries the weight of expectation as heir to the throne, Infanta Sofía may actually grow up with something slightly different, but equally meaningful: freedom. Being second in line to the throne often means fewer constitutional responsibilities and less pressure to prepare for a role that will define an entire life. That does not make Sophia's position less important. It simply makes it different. Unlike Leonor, Sofía is not required to follow the same structured path of succession training. She does not carry the expectation of one day becoming head of state unless an extraordinary and highly unlikely series of events were to occur. This allows her to shape a more flexible future. She can explore academic interests. She can build a career path outside of royal duty. She can choose a life that, while still public, may have more personal independence compared to her older sister. In many modern royal families, younger siblings often take on supportive roles rather than constitutional ones. They represent the crown at events. They support charitable organizations. They help maintain the public presence of the monarchy. But they are not bound by the same level of responsibility as the heir. That could be the path Infanta Sofía eventually follows. However, what makes the Spanish royal family particularly interesting is how close the two sisters appear to be. Rather than rivalry or distance, there is often visible warmth between them during public appearances. They have been seen laughing together, walking side by side, and supporting each other during important national events. That kind of relationship can be incredibly valuable in royal life, because even though their roles are different, their lives will always remain connected through history, duty, and public service. Another important point to understand is that the Spanish monarchy operates under constitutional rules that clearly define succession. The order is not based on preference or decision by the monarch. It is based on law. That means King Felipe VI did not choose Leonor over Sofía. The system automatically placed Leonor first because she is the eldest child. This removes personal bias from the equation. It also ensures stability and predictability in the transfer of the crown. For many people, that clarity is an important part of how modern monarchies function. It prevents confusion and reinforces continuity across generations. As Princess Leonor continues her preparation for the throne, Sofía will likely continue her education and gradually define her own identity within the royal family. She may choose to focus on international studies, cultural work, humanitarian causes, or other areas of public service. Whatever path she chooses, she will still remain an important representative of the Spanish royal family. One of the most interesting aspects of their story is how differently their lives will unfold from the same starting point. Two sisters, same upbringing, same royal household, but two very different destinies. One destined for the throne, the other destined for a supporting but meaningful role, yet both essential to the image and continuity of the monarchy. Over time, Sofía may come to represent a different kind of royal life, one that is less focused on succession and more focused on service, education, and personal development. And that, in itself, is a powerful role. Because modern monarchies do not rely solely on the monarch. They rely on the entire family. Each member contributes in their own way. Together, they form the public face of the institution. So while Infanta Sofía will never be queen under the current rules of succession, her place within the Spanish royal family is far from insignificant. In fact, her journey may show that royal influence is not only defined by the crown, but also by how one chooses to use their position in service of others. As time goes on, the world will continue watching both sisters closely. Leonor's path toward the throne, and Sofía's path toward her own independent future. Both journeys are unique, both matter, and both are part of the evolving story of Spain's monarchy. So, the real answer to our question is not that Infanta Sofía was excluded. It is that the Spanish system of succession placed her in a different role, one that carries less pressure, but still holds meaning and responsibility in its own way. What do you think? Is it better for Sofía to live a life outside the pressure of becoming queen, or would you prefer to see both sisters with equal claim to the throne? Share your thoughts in the comments below, we'd love to hear your opinion. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest stories about Princess Leonor, Infanta Sofía, and the Spanish royal family. In our next video, we'll explore another fascinating royal question. Could Princess Leonor ever change the traditions of the Spanish monarchy when she becomes queen? The answer might surprise you.